You stopped texting her. You stopped calling. You vanished thinking she'd notice. You thought that silence would echo so loud inside her head she'd come running back, right? That maybe she'd scroll her phone, see your name, and feel that ache hit. But she didn't. She's laughing in pictures now, posting stories like you never existed. And you're sitting in your room staring at the glow of your phone, wondering how the hell she's breathing so easy when your chest feels like fire. That's the punch every man remembers. That moment where your pride and your heart get in a fistfight. You tell yourself, stay quiet. She'll notice. But the silence drags on, and nothing happens. Days turn to weeks. Weeks turn to doubt. And now you're stuck in your own head, waiting, hurting, wondering, why ain't she feeling this too? If you've ever been there, this message is for you. Because this pain, it's not punishment. It's your wake-up call. This is Stoic Spark. And what you're about to hear ain't therapy. It's truth in raw form. See, silence on its own means nothing. It only becomes power when you evolve behind it. Otherwise, it's just quiet weakness. A pause between breakdowns. You stopped reaching out, but your energy never left. You still wake up hoping she misses you. You still scroll trying to decode captions that ain't even about you. You're pretending you moved on, but deep down, you're stuck in the same emotional chair you got left in. That kind of silence doesn't challenge her. It confirms her choice. She sees it. She feels it. And it tells her exactly what she needs to know. You're still orbiting her world. Listen, women have radar for weakness. It's not cruelty. It's instinct. For generations, survival depended on reading energy. So when your silence is just sadness with a poker face, she knows. When you're ghosting her but still thinking about her every night, she feels it, and that's why she's comfortable. That's why she can smile in those pictures. Because deep down she knows your silence ain't peace. It's pain, but you can flip that. You can weaponize that quiet. See, real silence isn't about her at all. It's about focus. It's about becoming so locked into your mission that she fades from your field of vision. You stop texting not to punish, but because you're done explaining yourself to someone who stopped listening. You stop reacting, not because you're cold, but because you're too busy building. You disappear, not to make her chase, but because you finally see that chasing was the problem. And that kind of silence? That's the one that hits different. Months later, she hears your name again. Someone says, "He's doing good, man." She scrolls and sees you laughing again, healthy, sharper, calm. Suddenly, she can't predict you anymore. She starts wondering, did I misjudge him? Did I lose a man who was just getting started? That uncertainty, that's the echo of silence done right. Not the kind that begs to be noticed, the kind that can't be ignored. Because here's the truth, brother, women are drawn to growth. The momentum, to men in motion, and when you move for real, not perform, not fake, it radiates. They feel it even through distance, but you can't fake growth. If you try to build just so she'll notice, your energy will leak. She'll sense the performance, and that attraction dies twice as fast. You post the gym selfie, she scrolls past it. You drop the new mindset quote, she rolls her eyes. Because deep down it ain't real yet. You don't build for her. You build because you finally realize you were the mission all along. Your highest self. Your discipline. Your peace. That's the project. The minute she stopped valuing your energy, the universe handed you the blueprint back. Here, it said, you forgot what you were supposed to be building. So pick it up. Lay the first brick again. Feed your body with sweat. Feed your mind with knowledge. Feed your purpose with action. Every rep is a replacement for a text you'll never send. Every chapter you read is a conversation she'll never deserve. Every dollar you stack is a boundary rebuilt. She was just alone on your focus. Now it's time to repossess it, and yeah, most women won't miss you until someone else admires you. That's not ego, that's psychology. Attraction ain't built on history. It's built on perception. When another woman sees value in you, the one who dismissed you gets forced into reflection. Suddenly she questions her own judgment. But by then it won't even matter, because the goal was never revenge. It was resurrection. You don't rise to make her regret. You rise to realize what she couldn't see. Your value was never lost, it was just undiscovered. So let's make this real. You've been quiet long enough. No more waiting for her to fill your void. Start filling that space with discipline. Every craving for her attention, turn it into sweat. Every thought of her, turn it into motion. Every ounce of pain, turn it into pressure that makes diamonds out of your routine. You don't owe her a text. You owe yourself a standard, and maybe one day you'll see her again. She'll look at you expecting the old version, the one that begged, that waited, that hoped. But she won't find him, because that man died in the silence, and the one standing in front of her now is built, grounded, dangerous. This is the beginning of your rebuild. This is where silence stops being pain and starts being power. This is Stoic Spark. The fall and awakening. The funny thing about heartbreak is that it makes you allergic to your own reflection for a while. You start ducking mirrors, pretending you're fine, posting stories with half smiles that fool everyone except you. But here's the twist. Pain is the best mirror you'll ever face. It shows you every crack you ignored when life was easy. When she left, it wasn't just her walking away. It was life stripping the comfort off you. You were too comfortable being half-built, half-focused, half-alive. Now the silence exposes everything, every lazy morning, every plan you talked about but never started, every excuse you built like a wall around your potential. That's what heartbreak does. It clears the noise so you can hear your own excuses echo back. So you've got two choices. 1. Stay bitter. Keep the victim script running like a broken record. Or 2. Shut it down, man up, and recode your story, and this time, you write it in all caps. You tell yourself, I'm done chasing what doesn't feed me. Because chasing validation is how strong men stay small. Let's be real. You were never addicted to her. You were addicted to the way she made you forget yourself. That's the drug. That's the withdrawal, but the real fix? It's not finding another high. It's remembering that your peace was never supposed to be outsourced. So here's what you do. You wake up early before the world starts screaming. You hit the gym, even when your body's arguing. You train until the pain shuts up. You walk out of that gym dripping sweat like armor because that's what it is. Every rep is your reminder. I'm still here. I'm still building. You go to work. You grind. Not for revenge. Not for attention. For proof to yourself. You stop checking her socials. You stop replaying old convos. You delete the screenshots, the voice notes, the memories. If it ain't feeding your evolution, it's gone. Because here's the rule. The past can't teach you anything new until you bury it. People think healing is soft. Nah. Healing is war. It's you versus your own comfort zone. It's saying no to everything that once made you weak. And every time you say no, you earn a little more respect from yourself. That's the secret no one tells you. Self-respect ain't built in peace. It's built in the trenches where nobody's watching, nobody's clapping, and nobody's posting about it. That's where Stoic Spark is born. You know what Stoicism really is? It's not acting emotionless. It's mastering reaction. It's feeling everything, but choosing what deserves a response. When you reach that level, your silence starts to glow different. People feel it. It's calm, but it's commanding. It says, I don't chase chaos anymore, I create peace. That's masculine energy in its purest form. Not loud, not needy. Just presence. You walk into a room and folks can sense it. You've been through something, but you didn't fold. You turned it into fuel. That's why they call it glow-up energy. It's not your haircut, not your outfit. It's your aura saying, I faced the storm and came out cleaner. And now you're dangerous. Because nothing outside of you can shake you anymore. When she left, you thought you lost something. But she actually gave you everything. Clarity, hunger, discipline. So next time life takes something from you, smile. Because loss is how the universe makes space for the man you're supposed to become. Let me say that again. Loss is construction in disguise. Every no, every goodbye, every door slammed in your face, it's God renovating your path. Tearing down the weak parts so the strong parts can breathe. You thought she was the lesson. But the real lesson was you. You were the project all along. So don't waste your silence begging for her echo. Use it to listen to your own heartbeat again. Because once you rebuild from that space, once you start trusting your grind more than your feelings, you become untouchable. That's when peace stops being something you chase and starts being something you carry. You want to know what power looks like? It's walking past everything that used to trigger you and not flinching. It's seeing her name pop up and feeling nothing but gratitude for the lesson. That's when you know the silence worked. Because real growth ain't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It just shows up one day and makes you unrecognizable. That's your job now. Stay low, stack high. Build in silence, reveal in presence. Every day, chip away at that old self. The needy, loud, emotional version of you. Every day, replace him with something sharper, cleaner, focused. And don't tell anybody what you're doing. Let the results talk for you, because when your life starts glowing again, when people start whispering, he's different now, that's when the silence speaks, and when that happens, don't break it to prove a point. Just smile. Keep walking. Because silence isn't revenge anymore, it's identity. You've earned this level. Now protect it. Protect your peace like a crown. Protect your energy like gold. Protect your mission like oxygen. Because the world's full of distractions dressed as opportunities. They'll come smiling, promising validation, promising connection. But you already learned what false peace feels like, didn't you? Never go back to that. This time, every choice you make should move you closer to your highest self. Not your old comfort. When you live like that, you stop chasing, you start attracting. You stop hoping, you start moving. You stop seeking closure because you became it. That's the power of real silence. Soft fade out. Sound of footsteps. Morning breeze. This is Stoic Spark, and this is your awakening, so you've gone quiet. You've pulled back. You've stopped texting, stopped checking, stopped chasing. But here's the truth that most men don't realize. Silence isn't healing unless you evolve inside it. Because if you're just sitting there, scrolling through her posts, waiting for her to slip up, you're not silent, you're stuck. You're not building peace, you're building a prison. Real silence? That's a weapon forged in discipline. It's built in the dark, in 5 a.m. mornings, in cold showers, in workouts where your body begs you to quit but your mind whispers, keep going. You think silence is about ignoring her? No. Silence is about ignoring your weakness long enough for strength to take its place. Let's get real for a second. When she left, she didn't break you, she exposed you. Exposed every soft spot you covered with attention, every insecurity you hid behind her affection. She showed you what you were too scared to face, yourself. And once you face that, once you stand toe-to-toe with your own reflection and say, I'm done running, that's when silence starts to shift. Because now, you're not quiet to get her back. You're quiet because you finally found yourself again. That's the switch. That's the moment every strong man remembers. The day he stopped chasing approval and started chasing purpose. That's when your silence turns into signal. People feel it before you speak. Your presence gets heavier, your words hit deeper, and your focus gets sharper. You stop reacting. You stop explaining. You stop defending your worth because it's self-evident now. You used to think letting go meant losing her. But real letting go? It's when your peace no longer depends on what she thinks. You don't delete her number out of anger. You delete it because it's not in alignment with who you're becoming. You don't block her to prove you're done. You block her because access to you is now earned, not given. You don't look for closure. You are the closure. Because once you start building again, the world takes notice. You start walking with that quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't need validation, doesn't need applause. That's what drives people crazy. The mystery, the discipline, the peace, because deep down they remember the version of you who used to beg for attention, and now you're untouchable. That's what Stoic Spark is about, man. It's not about getting over her. It's about getting over the version of you that needed her. You see, a man becomes dangerous when he realizes he was never chasing love. He was chasing himself through someone else. And once he finds that out, the game changes. Now he's in control. Now he's building from a place of purpose, not pain. Every move is intentional. Every silence is strategic. Every setback becomes data, because a man with a mission doesn't dwell and he directs. He takes the hit, processes it, and uses it as momentum. That's the energy you need to carry from here on out. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to become. When you move like that, when your silence is full of action, that's when people start to whisper about you. They start to wonder what changed. Why does he look so focused? Why does he sound so calm? Why does he seem so untouchable? It's because you're not living for reaction anymore. You're living for results. And here's the real kicker. The version of you that once chased validation will look at you now and say, damn, that's who I was supposed to be all along. That's when you'll realize you didn't lose her. You lost your limits. You dropped every weakness she reflected back at you. And now your silence isn't a void. It's a boundary. You're not waiting anymore. You're not hoping anymore. You're creating. You're building. You're leading. And when that happens, when you step into that energy fully, people start to feel your presence again. Even she does. But now it's not about her noticing you. It's about the world recognizing the man you've become. That's the energy of transformation. That's Stoic Spark. From this point forward, your silence is sacred. Guard it like a weapon. Feed it discipline. Fuel it with purpose. And let your results roar. You're not chasing anymore. You're commanding. You're not reacting. You're leading. You're not waiting for permission. You're building your own kingdom. That's what being stoic is about. That's what spark means. The fire inside you that refuses to die no matter who walks away. So from now on, when people ask where you've been, you look them dead in the eye and say, I was busy becoming the man I should have been all along. Then you walk off, calm, unbothered, because silence is the loudest statement a man can make when he's finally found his peace. Music fades to heartbeat, a pause, then quietly. This is Stoic Spark, where you learn daily something from Stoic wisdom, and this was just only the beginning.